Good morning, all. Yesterday we were discussing about optimality check by stepping stone method. We have completed up to this part, and then we have observed that how to do optimization. But if you were absent in the previous lectures, a small recap. So we are going to check for optimality by stepping stone method for unoccupied cell. So currently we have checked improvement index for cell B1, then A2, then C2, A3, A4. Okay. Now I'll again repeat the process how to check or how to calculate improvement index for unoccupied cell for B4 case for this cell. Now what you need to do, you need to start from that unoccupied cell, then jump only on to the occupied cell. Okay, so we have options like I can jump here, then as soon as you jump onto the occupied or allocated cell, you need to turn, and again jump onto the occupied or allotted cell only. Okay, so we'll go here, then we will jump on this side and then come back. So prepare a closed loop like this. After that, start assigning sign. Start with unoccupied cell, plus sign, then negative sign, then plus, then minus. So this will be your sequence. Now for this cell B4, we will calculate improvement index. Improvement index is just a addition of all the cost. Okay, along with the sign just now we have given. Okay, so it is plus 8 minus 7 plus 4 minus 2. Okay, so it will come as 8 plus 4 12 minus 7 plus 2 9, so it's 3. It's a positive 3. So as soon as you see a improvement index in a positive number, there is no need to change your allocation for that sale because you will not have any kind of gain here. Our ultimate aim is to minimize the transportation cost. If we do allocation at B4, that means we are actually increasing the cost of transportation because a positive improvement index. We should seek a negative improvement index here. Okay, so this way you jump, then assign sign, calculate improvement index. B4 will be at 3. Okay, so B4 will be equal to 3. Now this represent there is no gain. Now out of all the improvement index, you will observe that at A2 there is a gain. You can reduce the cost of transportation if you allocate at A2. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the optimization. So for A2, the stepping stone was like this. Your allocations will be like this. Okay, so this is plus plus plus, then a negative 30, negative 35, negative 70. Now how to reduce the cost or how to optimize your solution? Concentrate on sale with negative sign. These are the sales with negative sign, right? So how many allocations are there? There is 70, 35 and 30. All are having minus sign, negative sign. Now as per our calculation A2's, if we put some kind of allocation here, that means we will minimize the transportation cost. Now how much we should allocate here? We need to make a decision for this. How much should we allocate at this location? So options are 70, 35 and 30. Okay, now if we take 70, what will happen? The guideline suggests that जो भी आप select करने वाले हो, that number you need to remove from the minus cell and add it to the positive sales. But if you take 70, what will happen? You cannot take out 70 out of 35, right? So that's why it has been suggested that select the least amount of allocation from the negative cell. सिंपल है. सो यू हैव सेलेक्टेड 30. अब क्या करना है, जहां जहां पे निगेटिव सेल है ना, वहां से 30 निकाल लो. द allocation here is 70, so 30 उसमें से डिडक्ट कर लो, you will get 40 here. Then 35 में से 30 निकाल लो, you will get 5 only. 30 में से 30 निकाल लो, you will have only 0 allocation at this location. Okay, now जहां जहां पे प्लस साइन है, you need to add that 30. Okay, so here we have a positive sign, you are gonna add 30 here. Then यहाँ पे 20 था positive, so add 30 more, so it will become 50. Then here positive cell 15 था, add 30 to it, you will have 45. Okay, so do this calculation and allocate the new values. So what will happen, at this location there will not be any allocation now. Any doubt in this part? कुणाला काही डाउट असेल तर? अगेन आई विल रिपीट. सी, इधर का 30 उठाया, इसमें ऐड कर दिया, इधर का 30 उठाया, इधर ऐड कर दिया, इधर का 30 उठाया, इसमें ऐड कर दिया. Okay, and write down the updated allocation. So this will be your updated allocation. Is there any doubt? Please provide some kind of response in the chat window. Have you understood the process of optimization? Okay, okay, great. So hoping that you understood the optimization process. This is the end of your numerical 1. So optimized transportation cost is 1160. Okay. Now further, after doing allocation, again you need to check, have we done the correct optimization? Now is the transportation cost minimum? Let's check that. I'll start with, again we are implementing the stepping stone method. Now मैं पूरा का पूरा explain नहीं करूंगा. Quickly I'll cover all the part, because this will be the a last step of your solution. So start with B1. Okay, this step. स्टेपिंग स्टोन अप्लाई करो, यहां से जंप मारा इधर, इधर, नेक्स्ट एंड कम बैक. ओके, सो दिस इज पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव, पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव. लेट्स कैलकुलेट इंप्रूवमेंट इंडेक्स फॉर B1. So 11 plus 1, that is 12, minus 5 plus 6, 11. So improvement index positive 1. Okay, so B1 improvement index 1 आ गया, पॉजिटिव है, नो गेन. Next we will calculate for C2 for this cell. Let's try this. यहाँ से यहाँ पे jump मारते 10 पे, then 6, then back to 1 and to the unoccupied cell. So your jumping will be like this. So assign signs: positive 12, negative 10, positive 6, negative 1. 12 plus 6, 18, minus 11, positive 7. C2 का improvement index positive 7. Again no gain. Let's try it for A3. You need to check for all unallocated cell. It will be a short task. Either jump, either come back. Okay, so sorry, this will be positive, negative, positive, negative. So 9 plus 5, 14, minus 3, 11. Okay, So similarly, again do it for a remaining unallocated cell. For 4, we will do it. Okay, so we will jump to this location. The loop will be something like this. थोड़ा complicated रहेगा, but it will be something like this: positive, negative, positive, negative, positive and negative 2. So positive 6 plus 4 10 plus 5 15, negative 1 plus 2 3 plus 10 13. So improvement index at this location is a positive number, again no gain. And in your notebook there is no need to draw this, शो टू द एग्जामिनर. आप क्या कर सकते हो, पेंसिल से ड्रॉ करो, कैलकुलेट द इंप्रूवमेंट इंडेक्स एंड देन यू कैन इरेज इट. Okay, so for A4 it will be 0 and for B4 it will be 1. For B4, this location, it will be 1. So if you observe all the improvement index, all are positive number. That means there is no chance or no scope for further minimizing the transportation cost. So that's it. This will be your final solution. This is your optimal solution. Total transportation cost 1160. Okay, do this calculation for transportation cost. 6 into 40 plus 1 into 30 plus 5 into 5 plus 2 into 50 plus 7 into 45 plus 10 into 45. So that will be your total transportation cost. Okay, now if there are any queries, please let me know. I'll open another slide where we are going to see one more numerical. Okay, now read the problem statement carefully. Determine the extent of deliveries from each factory to each store so that the transportation cost is minimum. So in your problem statement, there are 4 factories: A, B, C, D, and there are 4 stores demanding the values 25, 35, 105 and 220. Okay, so this is your problem statement. 4, 6, 8, 13, 13, 11, these numbers represent unit transportation cost. Okay, we need to solve this, and here in this problem statement we are going to take care of unbalanced transportation problem. Along with, we are going to learn second method for optimality check, that is UV or modified distribution method, or popularly known as MODI method. Okay, so we are going to cover both the topics. Unbalanced transportation problem agar hoga to how to solve, and if it is made mandatory to solve by using UV or MODI method, how to solve that. Okay, so let's begin our calculation. So you will write down this part on your notebook. Then if you take the summation of supplies, okay, so 50 plus 70 plus 30 plus 50, so total supply is of 200. Then if you calculate demand by all 4 store, 25 plus 35 plus 105 plus 20, so demand is of 185. So there is an imbalance. Supply is not equal to demand. We call this model or this kind of problem as a unbalanced transportation problem, where supply is not equal to demand. So in this situation, how to tackle this numerical? Because up till now we have seen we always try to satisfy all the demand by exhausting all the supply. Supply भी पूरा का पूरा दे देते, and by that we satisfy all the demand. But here the factories are producing more, but the demand is less. The difference is of 15 units. So what we will do, as there is a less demand of 15, what we will do, we are going to create a dummy demand. एक dummy demand create करेंगे of 15. So in this numerical, if you observe unbalanced transportation problem, we are going to add a dummy demand. Okay, so demand store कर रहा था 1, 2, 3 and 4. तो हम क्या करेंगे, और एक store बनाएंगे. We will add one more store. It's a dummy store who is asking for 15 quantities of your component. As this is a dummy demand or dummy store, it's imaginary one, transportation cost for this 15 units will be zero, क्योंकि हम क्या करने वाले, वो कंपनी में रहने वाला है वो माल, वो 15 क्वांटिटी है ना, वो कंपनी में या फैक्ट्री में ही रहने वाला है. So you are not gonna transport it. That means you will not have to pay any amount of money for the transportation. So the cost of transportation will be zero for you. Okay. So add a dummy store like this. I hope all of you understood this. It's a simple concept. Now, in some cases, there might be कि भाई आप, in this case, the demand was less and supply was more. In certain cases, there will be less supply, but the demand is high. Demand is high. तब क्या करना है आपको? Just add one more row into it. Here we are going to insert one more row. That row is dummy factory. जैसे हमने डमी स्टोर बनाया था, वैसे डमी फैक्ट्री बनाएंगे, जो रियल में कुछ मैन्युफैक्चर तो नहीं करेगी, बट जस्ट टू बैलेंस आउट आवर प्रॉब्लम वी आर गोना पुट zero transportation cost and whatever excessive supply is there, we are going to put at that location. Okay, so add a row. This way you can balance out your problem statement. Now see, as we have added a dummy demand of 15, now take the summation 25 plus 30 plus 105 plus 20 plus 15. Now the total is, demand का total आया 200 and supply का total आया 200. Now the supply is equal to demand. So this way you can balance the unbalanced transportation problem. Whenever you face unbalanced transportation problem, either add a dummy column which will create a dummy demand, or create a dummy row which will create a dummy supply. ठीक है, जितना भी डिफरेंस है उतने का सप्लाई लगा दो. Okay, so this way you balance out your transportation problem. Okay, next, now we need to find out initial basic feasible solution. Again we will go with the VAM method because it will reduce the number of iterations in the optimization process. Okay, so apply Vogel's approximation method. Calculate the differences. Now what I'll do, I'll pause for 5 minutes and you student please try to solve this numerical at least up to initial basic feasible solution. Then I'll explain the stepping stone method. If there are some doubts in the VAM method also, let me know in the chat window so that we will not waste the time, and I'll explain the complete process. Next part. So transportation cost is calculated 1465. Now for optimization, before going for optimization, please check is the problem degenerate or not. How to check that? Calculate m plus n minus 1 value. How much is this? M are number of rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, m is 4 plus n number of columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Please include dummy column also. So there are 5 columns. Minus 1, it will be 8. It will be 8. So if the number of allocations are equal to 8, that means we are dealing with non-degeneracy case. If number of allocations are less than 8, that means the problem is of degeneracy, and how to solve it we will take it later. Okay, so in this case count the number of allocation. कितने किए allocation? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So we have done 8 allocation, and m plus n minus 1 is also 8. So we are dealing with case of non degeneracy. So that means there is no issue. We can proceed with the optimality check. If the problem gets degenerated, we cannot perform optimality. Okay, we need to treat it in different way. Okay, so the problem is non-degeneracy. Now here we can implement UV or Modi method. So compared to stepping stone method, UV and Modi method are very quick, fast, and compared to stepping stone, it is very easy to calculate improvement index. ओके, सिर्फ एक बार कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में ले लो कैसे करना है आपको. इट इज वेरी इजी. So what you are going to do, for each row you will put u1, u2, u3 and u4. You are going to assign a u value, because that's why it is called as a uv method. U are assigned to row and v are assigned to column. So we have 5 columns, so v1, v2, v3, v4 and v5. Now next step, we need to evaluate these coefficients, these values u, u2, u3, u4, v1, v2, v3, v4 and v5, all the values. Now how to do that? How to calculate this? There is one formula, Cij is equal to ui plus vj. It's very simple. Cij is the unit transportation cost. Okay, so what this formula says, this 4 is equal to u1 plus v1, because इसका एड्रेस क्या है 11, C11 पे है ये 4. So C11 is equal to u1 plus v1. That's it. Similarly, अगर 6 calculate करना है, this 6 is the transportation cost. You can calculate it by u1 plus v2. 8 equal to u1 plus v3 and so on. So you can calculate unit transportation cost by using u and v. But already we have all the transportation costs 6, 4, 8, 13, 0, etc. We need to calculate ulta u1, u2, u3, v1, v2, v3 and so on. Okay. Now go and select only allocated cell. Okay, allocated cell. चलो cell number 1 select करते 4. So 4 is equal to, apply this formula u1 plus v1. So 4 is equal to u1 plus v1. अगर मैंने 6 को implement किया तो it will become u1 plus v2 and so on. But the problem is we don't know u1 v1. How can we calculate remaining value? So let's assume any one of the value of u or v equal to 0. So let's begin calculation of calculating u and v by assuming one of the value equal to 0. कोई भी एक value 0 ले लो, आपकी मर्जी, it doesn't matter. You can put v1 equal to 0 or u1 equal to 0 or v5 equal to 0 or u4 equal to 0. कोई भी एक value 0 put करो and then do the calculation. What I'll do, I'll go with the first value u1 equal to 0. अब देखो formula क्या हो रहा है, 4 equal to u1 plus v1. We have assumed u1 value equal to 0. So plus v1. So v1 becomes 4. Understood? So v1 becomes 4. So I'll put v1 here equal to 4. Next. अब एक बार एक वैल्यू 0 assume करो, then don't proceed. Don't do the next calculation. Okay? Don't assume 0 for further values. Now next value is 6, allocated cell. So 6 equal to u1 plus v2. So u1 is equal to 0 plus v2 equal to 6. So that means v2 equal to 6. Next, 8. Next allocated cell is 8. So 8 equal to u1 plus v3 u1 is 0, so v3 becomes 8, right? So this way you complete calculation for values of v1, v2 and v3. Okay, now v5, v6, sorry, v4, v5, u2, u3, u4 calculate करना बाकी है. Now please concentrate on the next step. Whenever you start calculation of u1, u2 or v1, v2, you need to go with only allocated cell. Okay, that means you cannot do like this 13 equal to u1 plus v4. ऐसा नहीं कर सकते because 13 doesn't have any allocation. You can go ahead with only allocated cells. So implement that concept here. 10 equal to, because 10 has allocation of 70, we can put the formula of u and v. So it is equal to u2 plus v3. Now v3 is how much? 8. So 10 equal to u2 plus 8. So how much is u2? u2 becomes 2. Correct? u2 is 2. So similarly, ये आप you can do this calculation very easily. अब next task देखो, अब देखो ये वाला calculate, will go with this allocation u3 के लिए. So u3, 4 equal to 6 plus how much? Okay, so it will be minus 2. So 4 equal to 6 plus u3. So u3 becomes minus 2. Similarly, sorry, for remaining calculation, I'll change the color. Okay. So here u3 will be minus 2. Next I'll go with this. So 8 plus how much is equal to 13? So 8 plus 5 becomes 13. Right? So that will be u4 value. Go for v4 now. v4 के लिए calculation करते 8 equal to 5 plus how much is equal to 8 or v4? So v4 will be equal to 3. Then v5, v5 के लिए u4 is 5. So 5 plus how much is equal to 0? So that will be minus 5. So calculate all the values of u1, u2 and v1 and v up to v5. Any doubt in this? How to calculate u and v value? Okay, so there are no doubts. Let's go ahead with the calculation now. Here we are going to implement Modi method. Now how to calculate improvement index? हमें देखो, our aim is to minimize the transportation cost. We need to optimize this, the problem statement, sorry, this allocation. Now optimize करना मतलब क्या करना पड़ेगा? Whenever there is allocation, we need to remove it and give it to unallocated. We need to try that. But by trying this, the transportation cost should be minimized. कम होना चाहिए. Okay. So कहाँ पे allocation करना है? See, unallocated cells are here B1, B2, B4, B dummy, or these are the cells which are unallocated. यहाँ पे allocations हुआ नहीं है. So somehow if we allocate some of the component to any unallocated cell, will our cost of transportation decreases? So for that we are going to check for optimality, is there possibility of minimizing the transportation cost? For that, we are going to calculate improvement index like the stepping stone method. Okay, just the formula is little bit different. So what this formula is, or the formula for calculating improvement index, to differentiate from our stepping stone method, we assign improvement index as a p value, kind of a penalty too. So Pij, this penalty is calculated only for unoccupied or unallocated cell. At allocated cell, our formula was this: Cij equal to Ui minus Vj, right? So at unallocated cell, penalty is calculated as this. इन दोनों का difference is the penalty there. So that means Cij minus, sorry, this was Ui plus Vj, Ui plus Vj. This difference is the penalty or improvement index. If this penalty or improvement index is positive, that means there is no need to do the allocation at that location, because कुछ gain नहीं होने वाला, करोगे तो उल्टा transportation cost बढ़ेगा. If this Pij value is 0, that means there is an alternate solution. अगर किया तो भी that will not minimize your cost, but it's a alternative solution. If this Pij or improvement index is negative value, that means there is a scope of improvement. You can minimize further the transportation cost by allocating that unallocated cell. ठीक है? Similar to our stepping stone method. ठीक है? So remember this formula. Actually, it's very easy to remember. Penalty or improvement index is called calculated Cij minus Ui plus Vj. Okay, so we will calculate it for, let's calculate it for B1, B1 ये सेल के लिए. So the improvement index P2, 1, row number 2, column number 1 equal to, cost कितना है 13 माइनस इसका करस्पॉन्डिंग u एंड v का समेशन करो, u2 प्लस v1. u2 is 2 plus v1 is 4. So 13 minus 6, it will be 7. So penalty at 2, 1 is 7. So that means no gain. There is no gain in here. Let's do the calculation for remaining values. आप quickly कर सकते हो, देखो. This 14 minus 4 plus minus 2. So 4 minus 2, 2. 14 minus 2, 12. So P21 is 12, positive 12. Next, again, I'll do the calculation for this. I'll write it in a clear way. So this is cost at that location. So penalty at row number 4, column number 1 equal to 9 is the cost. 9 minus corresponding u, that is 5, plus corresponding v, that is 4. Sorry for this. We were calculating penalties at various location. So let's calculate it for, again I'll show it for this cell. So P improvement index at row number 4, column number 1 equal to, or simply you can write uska location D1, uska improvement index. So P41 equal to, the cost there is 9 minus summation of u and v. So u is 4, sorry 5 plus v is 4. So 9 minus 9, 0. So improvement index is 0 at 4, 1. Similarly, I'll calculate it for next value here, B2. So penalty at row number 2, column number 2 equal to 11 is the cost, and summation of U and V. So that is 2 plus 6, that is 8. So P22 is 3. I hope all of you are understanding this. If not, please let me know. Now I'll calculate improvement index at this location. Improvement index at row number 4, column number 2 equal to, the cost there is 11 minus summation of U and V. So that is 5 plus 6. 5 plus 6, 11. So again P42 is 0. No gain, no profit. Next one, we'll go and calculate it for this sale, unoccupied sale. The penalty at row number 3, column number 3, P33 is equal to, cost is 10 minus U or V ka summation. U is minus 2, V is 8, so it will be 6. So 10 minus 6, 4. Next one, ये भी हो गया. Let's go for 13. So 13 minus 3 plus 0. So that is 10. 1, 4. Okay. Next calculation for 8, we will calculate the penalty. Penalty at row number 2, column number 4 is equal to 8 minus 3 plus 2. That is 5. So P24 equal to 3. Next 13 के लिए कैलकुलेट करके देखते हैं. P penalty at row number 3, column number 4. The cost there is 13 minus summation of U and V. U is minus 2, V is positive 3. So it will become 1. So penalty at that location is 12. Next one, these are zero value dummy के लिए भी calculate करना है आपको. So for this one, we will do the calculation. 0 minus 5 and 0. So it will be positive 5, right? For second dummy, the cost is 0 minus U is 2, V is minus 5. So 2 minus 5 minus 3 minus minus plus. So positive 3. Now last sale, for this sale, we will do the calculation. Cost is 0 minus corresponding U is minus 2. Corresponding V is minus 5. Minus 2 plus minus 5 minus 7, minus into minus plus 7, plus 7. So these are the all improvement index. ठीक है, आपको नोटबुक में क्लियरली हर एक कैलकुलेशन शो करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जस्ट राइट डाउन द इंप्रूवमेंट इंडेक्स द वे आई हैव रिटन on the slide. Okay, any doubt? If you look at all the improvement index, all are positive. So that means there is no gain in changing your allocation. So that means this is the optimal solution. This is the optimal solution, and the transportation cost is 1465. So I hope all of you have understood the UV or modified distribution method. Compared to stepping stone method, this one is very simple. ज्यादा कुछ लूप वगैरह बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है. And if you get the minus sign somewhere, for example, let's assume there is a negative sign at this C1. Okay, so that is 3, 1 at this, assume that this is -12, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको? Again, implement the optimization process. That means prepare stepping stone, prepare a closed loop like this. This will be a positive sign, negative sign, positive and negative. Okay. Now compare the negative allocations 25 and 30. जो भी list होगा, here it is 25. So 25 उठाओ, 14 में add कर दो. Okay. यहाँ पे भी add कर दो 25 and 30 में से deduct करो 25. So that will be your new allocation. Okay, so here it will be 0. You will have 25 here, 30 here, and 5 here. So this way you proceed. It's similar to our earlier step. Okay, any doubt? In the next class, we are going to see a problem with degeneracy. एक ही case बाकी है अपना, that is problem of degeneracy. If you face a degenerate solution, that means m plus n minus 1 and number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1 value. So that is the case of degeneracy. Okay, so I have given the link for today's attendance in the chat window. Provide your attendance, and if again we have around 10 minutes to spare, if someone has doubt, if someone wants to repeat a procedure for UV, for VAM, for any, please let me know, so that in the next class we will conclude this transportation model, and in 1.5 lecture or 2 lectures we will complete assignment model.